Hello and welcome back to my Extras vlog series where I talk about what TV and film project I've got my face in this time. This week's was a show I worked on for a couple of days last year called In Plain Sight. It was a 3-part gritty drama for STV or ITV depending on where you are in Britain. And it starred the ever amazing Douglas Henshaw as Detective Munsey on the trail of real life murderer Peter Manuel, played venomously by Martin Compston. So in this one I got to play a background detective, which involved wearing a snazzy little suit and having my hair cut again. I mean, they just love to take the sideburns away, it does my head in. And this is all because it was another period drama because it was based in the 1950s. Did anyone have sideburns back there? Answers on postcards. I was only there, like I said, for a couple of days, but I got to work on the police set, which looked amazing. And it sort of reminded me of the set from Life on Mars, which is sort of a gritty working police station. They had sort of desks, phones, old paperwork everywhere, and there was even a guy who sort of billowed in smoke, so the room sort of looked a little bit like we've been smoking, you know, 40 a day. Sort of goes with the time, but nowadays obviously you're not allowed to smoke inside, so they'd found creative ways around that, which was pretty cool to see. They even gave me an e-cig to chug on some of the scenes, but it wasn't until later that I actually thought, is there nicotine in this? So I'm there sort of puffing on this thing and breathing it in a little bit. Where there's a blame, there's a claim. So you want to see me in this? Check out a clip. Did you spot me there? Have another look. I know, not exactly a close-up, but it's still fun. In fact, in one sequence, I only make it in by my nose. Have a look. Yeah, that was my nose. I actually thought I'd be well into this shot because there's sort of the detective and the former police boss guy or whatever, they're crossing over into the middle of the room, and I was sat at this desk here on the phone, sort of looking back and forth, looking all dramatic because something sort of kicked off between them. When I saw the series I was like, oh, they've panned away from my face. Clearly didn't want to get me in anymore in that shot for some reason, so I'm sure they have their reasons. I worked with a really decent set of people on this one, from Patsy Orr, Cameron Orr, Stephen Mackey, Will Leslie and a few others. We clicked really well and just had a good laugh on set. In fact, we had too much of a laugh, I'd say. Actually, I thought I was going to get into the most trouble I've ever been on a film set because of this sort of banter. There was a sequence, insert picture, where I had to cross from this desk over to my own desk, talk to Steve, the other extra, or fake speak because you're not actually allowed to speak, and remain on point, perched on the end of my desk. The cameras are pointed towards me, so my end point is just to stay perched on my desk and just look forward, interact, whatever. Everything was going fine, take after take. We're sort of joking around between sets. The jokes got a little bit sillier and sillier, and there was a really badly timed brothel joke which I could feel the giggles welling up within me. It's sort of like when you do an exam or something and someone said some stupid joke and it's just dead silence and you really need to laugh. It was that sort of tenseness. So I had that going on. They called action. I crossed over to speak to Steve and he literally turned around and said something like, I fucking had enough of this. To which I just lost it and was shaking and desperately trying not to laugh out loud, because if you cost them time on a film set you will know about it. Oh man. So there's me sort of grinning like an idiot. I just could not control it, so the only thing I could think to do at this point, because like I say I'm perched on my desk looking forward, the cameras are looking at me, was to sort of turn sideways and pretend to put my cigarette out into an ashtray that was there, and just pray the take just, you know, was over. It was like the longest setup we did all day and it just went on and on, but honestly by the time they called cut I just covered my face and just laughed out loud. I haven't lost control like that, like really belly laughed, in ages. And luckily no one came up to me afterwards and said, what were you playing at? So they are watching your performance, but literally no one said anything to me, so I was like, Thank God. That is one of the few times I've been thankful that I was slightly out of focus in the background. If you want to hear some more funny stuff that happened to me on set, why not check out my article on creators? I've left it in the description box below, and check it out, it's got some pretty cool behind the scenes photos as well. Plus a rather embarrassing story which I haven't recorded on video, but you'd have to read the article to find out. It involves me being a little bit starstruck. Oh, and just before you go, why not check out the Churchill movie trailer? I've left that in the description box below. Why? I'm not saying, but you'll find out a minute and 13 seconds into the trailer. So as usual, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye. Oh, and if you wondered where my glasses were, I've got contacts in today, so I can kind of see. Where's the camera?